This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Most importantly, thanks for listening. This is Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. It's all powered by Bowen Wealth. You can get more when you visit bowenwealth.com, and you can find that and all the information in the show notes. My name is Mark Owens. Now, let's get to the show. Let's talk about what you do for the families you serve. It's kind of a two-part question. What's the best part of your job at Bowen Wealth? And also, what's the biggest challenge of working in this industry?
Okay. The favorite part of my job, I would say, is helping people see clearly that they have done what it takes to retire, right? They've grown the money. They've got it sitting there, right? They've got it. They just don't know where to place the chips and how to organize this thing and really design an income plan, something that they can have confidence in. And so once I provide that clarity, of showing them the plan and showing them the numbers and how we're being very pessimistic with these assumptions and things that we're talking about. When I show them that they can do that and they've ran their numbers on expenses. Okay, Brandon, seriously, this is how much we need to retire. And if I can even show them round up to the nearest $1,000 and have inflation eating away and COLAs hitting that thing and it going higher and higher, and you still can afford to do it, when they look at each other, or if it's a single person, once I see that exhale, that we have done it, and they start to smile, or their demeanor changes, then I know that they have realized that they can now start the best years of their life.
Right.
This next phase of their life. That's the most rewarding thing to me is helping them give themselves permission to retire. So it's like, I hit the eject button for a lot of workers. That's my I guess my shtick here is I when people come in, I hope that, once we're done meeting 2 or 3 times, boom, they're turning in the notice at work.
It's that the joy you get from that aha moment, from putting, showing somebody a strategy and saying, you're good. Here, you can now officially retire. And this is when you circle this date because you're done. Okay.
That's right. Well, and let me then finish.
Yeah, sure.
The converse would be the hardest thing, I think.
The biggest challenge you deal with.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is I show them this planning and the numbers, and either, I don't know, we're not connecting or it just doesn't click, or whatever. And then they go, no, I want to keep working, or maybe the trust isn't there. Then I guess that's the hardest thing for me, because I'm just like, but it's there, or, you've done the work. And so I try maybe a different approach of trying to communicate this, or maybe, there's other things that are not being voiced to us. And so I say, hey, how about can we connect again in 6 months? Right. Maybe continue on and be thinking as you think of questions over the next few weeks and months. What is that concern? Maybe if you can't put your finger on it, write it down. I want to talk. Maybe we have a conversation in 6 months or something. And maybe it's a better time, right? It could be some other things going on in someone's life that I don't know about. So I would say that's the hardest, because it sticks with me. Like if I don't, help you retire, and I go back to the people in my office, my team, they will go, it'll be like, they'll see it on me for the next few days. And like, what happened? I'm like, I can't believe Mr. and Mrs. They didn't see it, or they're not walking into what I just showed, So that's probably the hardest thing.
But that also proves that, this is your passion, your why. Like you're not, the families you serve, it's going to sound like a cliche, and I don't mean for it to, but I don't know any other way to say it. They're not a number to you. It's not like Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I see them once every 6 months, and this strategy may or may not work. You obviously get invested with, the lives of the people you serve.
Yeah. You're not getting passed around. How many people, you listening, how many advisors have you been passed to in that same firm you're with? The problem with any of these big shops or whatever, so-and-so left, and now you've got this new person calling you, hi, mispronouncing your name, and and they don't know you, and they're now your new advisor.
Yes.
Right? That does not happen here.
Dude,
right?
that happened. We had our basement flooded. About a year ago, and it was bad. We had to get insurance involved. They came out. They had to do the whole assessment. They were taking notes and taking pictures, and I had a bit of a relationship with him. His name was Joe. I'd tell you what it looked like. I knew where he was from. We both loved Braves baseball. We had those conversations. He knew my situation. He knew why I needed my basement. He knew what I was dealing with. And then out of nowhere, I get a call. Hey, Mr. Owens, just to let you know, Joe is no longer with us. You'll be working with Dave.
And it went cold right there, didn't it?
And you got to start over completely.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. I got to imagine a lot of people go through that in, trying to put a strategy and a retirement plan together.
Yeah, because it could be something as simple as like you made a comment of, hey, in a couple years, I want to give this to my grandkids or something.
Right.
You've shared your heart. You've opened up some of the things that you want deep down this money to do to help with legacy planning and things that mean a lot to you. And now that person's left.
Yeah.
And now they don't know anything about you. They just see your holdings and how much money you have, and then they're going to pay attention to who they want to.
Yeah.
843-890-2400.
Again, 843-890-2400. Obviously, Brandon Bowens knows the economy, lives here, works here, plays here, from this area as well. This isn't a syndicated show that runs all up and down the East Coast, all across Middle America. Nope, here to serve the residents of Charleston and the surrounding area. Again, 843-890-2400, or always available at bowenwealth.com. Where do you see Bowen Wealth in 10 years from now?
I see it a lot like it is right now, where it's me and I've got a great support team, right? I don't have a goal of having junior advisors. Now, I'm not saying that I won't bring on someone to help and help us grow and provide more for clients. But I mean, right now, I love it. I love doing what I do, and it's really specializing. We're not for everybody, but it is specializing in those that are just a few years before retirement and then into retirement. Right. That's our wheelhouse, where you've done the hard work. You've saved money. You saved plenty of money. But now you need a plan. Right. And you're not getting that from your current guy or girl. They're just really focused on growth. But you need somebody that's going to focus on a lot of the retirement concerns, of income, making sure that's always there, reducing your risk in the market. What about our next market crash? In tax planning, we've got taxes, stay tuned. We're going to be talking more about taxes here as, some of the Trump tax cuts are set to expire heading into 2026. Okay. So someone that focuses on these things, it's like a specialized doctor, not just a general practitioner, but I'm a specialist here. And that's what people, so I'm going to keep focusing in on this area. And if this is you, if you're in this age and stage, then I want to have a conversation. I want to give you that second opinion.
Just spending a few minutes this weekend, really get to know Brandon Bowen and his why for Bowen Wealth and how he serves the community, putting together strategies. Okay, well, we're bumping up against it, so I want to do a little rapid fire with you here, okay?
Okay, all right.
You ready? Here we go. Your hobbies, what are they? Go.
Golf and smoking meat on my Kamado Joe.
Oh, yes, sir. What about what shows? Are you streaming anything right now? What's the last movie you watched? What entertainment are you watching right now?
Not a good show. I'm not good on shows.
Okay.
I really only watch sports.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is it all college football? Are you NFL and NBA?
Yes, college, love college. And then Sundays, I'll just keep it on, and whatever game's on, I just appreciate how good they are, how fast, how precise.
Yeah.
Just how
did
good
you say I paid? Were you about to say I paid money to Clemson? So I'm a big Clemson fan. Is that where that was going?
Pay attention.
Oh, you pay attention.
Yes, yeah. Pay attention to Clemson when the Yeah.
I'm about to say, my wife's a Georgia graduate, so we put a lot of money into that school, so we watch whether they're doing good.
Now, I probably will be paying. We're hoping that's what Ava's applied to Clemson, so we should find out.
It's happening, Brandon. It's happening. What's your biggest guilty pleasure? Is it a nice old, bourbon or scotch, or is it you spend a little money on the meats you're going to smoke? Or
I would say, yeah, I would say drinking. Yeah. Just because, I'm taking care of my body better. So now I look at stuff, I'm like, it's not worth it. I don't want to. And so I don't drink now except on the weekends. And so then I feel like that's my guilty pleasure. Like, okay, the game's on.
Yeah.
I'll have 2 beers, but that's it,
but when the game's on, the grill is fired up. Maybe you got a little fire pit going.
Yes.
You're at home.
Surely they don't count.
No, that doesn't. No.
Okay.
That's your that's your safe space.
Yes.
Yes. All right, one more for you. All right, I'm going to get a little deep with you here on this one. If you could improve one thing upon yourself, for yourself, either physically, mentally, or for your career, what would you like to improve on?
I would say, I guess the one thing I've been working on is looking at my past, looking at the gains in my life and focusing more on that, not the gap of what I hope to achieve down the road. Okay.
Yep.
We've done a whole segment on this called the gap and the gain. And so I think that's really been my focus lately is not comparing myself to somebody else or trying to reach some. Yes, I do have goals, but I'm really trying to focus in on, at the end of each day, think back, okay, what 3 things did I accomplish today, or did I make progress on, and be grateful for that, because then that actually motivates you even more. It's not like you're just getting complacent now or just looking at the half glass full. There's a little bit of, that optimistic, but what it does is you go, man, I'm making some progress. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm going to now be more intentional with my time and where I spend, what I do. I don't watch shows like you're mentioning, I'll try to spend that time. Okay, how can it be most beneficial? Who do I want to give this time to? Is it my girls? Is it someone, so I really try to think through that and then try to recap my day. And then of course with my thoughts and, is this something, have I made growth? Where can, and if I see that was kind of wasted, then I'll address that for the next day.
Is it fair to say that family faith and helping adults find their financial freedom?
Oh my goodness. That was it.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was perfect. A lot of F's, a lot of F words in there.
The alliteration.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.